Hello, and welcome to a brand new live episode of Corey
Hello,
and Kevin talking
hello.
about nothing. That's a talk show podcast.
Yeah,
If you're brand new to listening, though, who are we?
who are we?
Yeah, I'm Kevin.
I,
You're
I'm Corey.
yeah. Format's a little weird today. It's
Yeah,
getting used to a different type of entry into the market, I guess.
yes. Trying to, trying.
Yeah. But we are Corey and Kevin talk about nothing. Talk show podcast. We talk about
So,
what do we talk about? Movies, TV shows,
yeah, life.
sometimes life.
I mean, life. Yeah,
We also talk about Corey's vacations.
yes,
You
which
know,
was awesome. I'm just saying.
yeah, that was that. Yeah, saw you over the weekend. Didn't get to see any pictures, but that's all right. I did get to
Yeah,
see your
that
top 10, so
you did. So it was good, and then those top 10 were really, truly, honestly. I mean, the top 10. I mean, it really was. So.
you have 15 photos.
Yeah.
I didn't take as many as I thought.
Yeah, I tried. Okay, so remember the whitewater rafting? I wasn't able to
Well, yeah, you wouldn't
actually.
be able to for sure.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So,
When
but
Jessica and I when we went on our honeymoon to Las Vegas, we we didn't take it. I think I had maybe 4 or 5 pictures, and
uh,
they're just stupid pictures.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing.
it's just basic. Yeah, that's funny.
Jessica had like this nice DSLR camera, and like I think she took like 3 or 4 photos, and they were like, "Let's put this crap in the room. We don't need this stuff."
Yeah.
Oh man. But hey,
But hey,
vacations.
yes, absolutely, it's a good time.
So last time we were on this podcast, I had brought up a TV show,
Hmm.
Kim's Convenience.
Yes.
Check it out yet?
I have not. So
Oh
by
man.
watch, I did rewatch. Listen. It
All
was
right.
actually funny because last night I did actually watch the preview again, and I didn't want to when I watched it, I was getting ready to go to bed, so I didn't want to.
Oh yeah,
I
for
didn't want
sure.
to
It'd be
I wanted
shameful
to
if
give
we
it a
did that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I will admit I did not watch it this week, but I thought about it last night and didn't do it. So
I gotcha. No, that's all right. When you get a chance, though,
yes,
check that show out. Jessica and I are like any chance we get, we're throwing that episode or that next episode on. It's very funny, very
are you
very funny. And I was wrong. So there's currently 4 seasons, and they
okay?
are ending. They're coming out with a 5th season. I don't know, maybe in a couple weeks, maybe sooner. I don't know, but it that'll be the final season. So there will be 5 total seasons. And I think that first season is only 13 episodes. I think the same with the second one. So they're not.
Okay, yeah,
They're like It's Always Sunny lengths. Although It's Always Sunny was definitely like 10 episode solid.
yeah.
Like they don't go above
No,
or they don't do
I mean
anything
not
else.
anymore. They
Yeah,
did before, but not anymore.
not anymore. Right, right, right.
Early Sunny.
Yeah, right, right. Um, but yeah, Kim's Convenience is definitely a solid sitcom,
It
and
looked hilarious. I mean,
yeah,
in the preview, I mean, and you talked it up, so don't get me wrong, there's a little bit there, but really, I mean, it was looked pretty funny.
yeah,
That's why I didn't watch it. So
yeah. It's definitely a solid show. Solid show. Netflix.
okay, yeah,
Um.
Netflix.
Oh well. Thank you, Golden Girl, for following us. And
Yeah,
we
thank you,
are
thank you.
talking about anything at this point. But today, specifically, I was talking about some Kim Convenience, and then we did watch a movie yesterday that we'll get into here a little later.
And we'll discuss.
Yeah,
Yes.
we will discuss. So yeah, Kim's Convenience. Now, have you watched? Because that's basically I did throw on some old Impractical Jokers the other night. Just
Yes. Me as well. Yes.
absolutely
Always.
hilarious. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim's Convenience is really about it as far
Okay.
as what we've watched.
Yeah. So I did watch another one. You remember the other day when I asked you about Yes Day?
Yeah.
Remember? And you're like,
Jennifer
oh, Jim
Garner.
Carrey,
Oh
yes
no,
man,
yeah,
right?
yes, man, yeah.
Yeah, so that's when you said it. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute here, let me see what's going on,
Right.
So
Oh
I
yeah, Jim
found it.
Carrey movie I haven't
Yeah, I
watched.
mean, what a
Oh,
minute, wait a minute,
I am
So
shocked.
I found it. I laughed. Just his stupid face when he turns around, like, you know what I mean. Just he not his stupid face, but I'm just saying, like, he makes his stupid faces are just hilarious to me. I mean, it just makes me laugh every single time, man. It gets me every time. So,
I don't know
but
if I've actually watched that whole the whole thing through. Like I've caught it on TV and I've seen parts. I
yeah, yeah.
get
I
the
mean, but
basic idea of it.
Well, yes. I mean, the
Looks
basic
fun.
idea. I mean, the idea of it is. I mean, it's pretty funny. I mean, like the whole thing, the whole setup of it. I mean, obviously, yes, he has to be a yes man, right? That's his whole thing. So,
Right.
I mean, obviously, that's what it is. But how it gets to where he's going and where it ends up, like, like how, like, and the trouble he gets him into. It's just funny, man. It's just fun. It's a good thing. It's a Jim Carrey movie, so
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of fun in the movie. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, the funniest part, just because I know you just don't care if I tell you about it, but so he's it's case it's a love story, a
Oh, of
little
course.
bit,
Zoe
so there's
Deschanel,
always
right?
exactly.
Right.
So always. So then when he starts going into it, well, at the very end of the thing, it all comes out to where, like, he was a yes man. She's mad about it, and she takes photos running. Okay, another funny part. So his girlfriend, they go on jogs, and then they take cameras with them, and as they're running, they'll just take snap photos. Hilarious, right?
Yeah.
So that's funny in
I'd
itself.
love to see how
Uh,
those turn out.
well, exactly. I know. Yeah. So they're like, just when something interests you, there's no rhyme or reason. Okay. But so Jim Carrey, he parties the night before because he's a yes man. So everything he got asked, he says yes. He wants like a
Right.
rave, and you know what I mean. He had all these. He shows up to the class in the morning, and he's in a well, I don't know, and some kind of fancy car, and then he shows up, and so it's hilarious. But
For sure.
oh yeah, Golden Girl, definitely. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Some of his, like, stand up comedy.
This old comedy shows. Now, if you're talking about In Living Color, have you ever watched In Living Color? That's kind of like
Yeah.
basically where Jim Carrey got his start from. That show is
Was
hilarious.
hilarious. Yeah,
Uh,
that's actually, yeah, that's one thing I loved. I loved Jim Carrey in that show. So
right? Yeah.
uh,
He was a great fit in that show. It was a lot of fun, and man, that is
yeah,
a older show. I can't even think of maybe early '90s,
yeah, I
maybe
think it
late
was
'80s. I
on.
don't remember.
Yeah, my aunt was a huge fan of it. So when I stayed at her house, she had the pool, so I stayed there quite often. But
Nice.
so yeah, when I stayed over there, she liked that show a lot. So I watched it over there a lot with her. So
That's really cool. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember staying up late and it would come on. I couldn't even tell you what station it would be on, and man, me and my brother would stay up late for it to show up on TV and just laugh. Man, he's just he's so expressive and out and
Oh, yeah,
and I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, obviously, because I've got this
yeah.
wonderful poster, Eternal Sunshine. He doesn't do just comedies.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, he's a multi-actor. I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I mean, but
multifaceted.
I mean, my favorite movie of all time, growing up as a kid and everything, The Good Old Liar Liar. I mean, it's not a great movie, but I
No, it
loved it.
is, man.
So,
It is still a pretty funny movie. Although that one doesn't get shown on TV as much as a ton of his other ones.
well, absolutely. Don't, but it did though. It used to. It used to. That's actually the first couple times I watched it. That was actually on TV, and then I got I think it was a VHS first.
Ooh,
And then,
excellent, excellent.
yeah, then I moved on to the DVD, but I had them both. I'll tell you that.
Man, just hearing VHS makes me think of Be Kind Rewind. And if you haven't seen that
Oh
movie, check
yeah.
it out, man. It's hilarious. Um, so you watched Yes Man. What else did you watch?
That's
That's
actually
about
really
it.
about it. I mean, yeah, and Practical Jokers, and I did sneak in some more. It's Sunny too. I did do some of that, and then also I've been stuck on, for some reason, I don't know why,
Don't disappoint
YouTube
me here.
videos.
Oh, okay.
No, just
I was
YouTube
like,
videos.
don't
Oh
tell me
no.
it's Walking Dead again.
Oh, Walking Dead. No, not yeah. I've already finished what's
Not
available on
again.
Netflix. Yeah, I've already finished it, so that's
You have like
why.
a Walking Dead tattoo. You're like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah, no,
no more
that
Walking
show.
Dead.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't, prancing around.
it's the Rick Grimes cat burglar prance away. You know,
Yeah.
I should be defeating the enemy, but you know what? I'm
Nope.
gonna prance away like a burglar in the night.
Yeah, that's I love it. I still want to know though if they did that, if when they caught it on camera, if they just like didn't hate the idea or they just left it in there as almost a funny thing to do. You know what I
You
mean?
gotta wonder, like, there's certain like scenes in movies and TV where you're like, when you watch that, did you think that was the best version that you could have thrown up
Seriously.
there? Like, did
Yeah.
you think like,
Yeah.
or when dialogue is just super bland and you're like, that's what you wanted to put there? Like, yeah, I wonder that a lot actually. Like that was through your viewfinder. You watched that,
Yes.
and you're like,
Yeah.
that's the take.
Perfect.
That was
Yeah.
beautiful. Or you're just some director that you're like, you're on your phone. You're like, yep, that was great. You know, you just move on. Nope, that's the one we're going to do. You only get one
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, some of that stuff. I mean, especially True Detective Season 2. I don't know if you ever watched that one.
See, I have not. I still haven't done it yet.
All
I
right,
still
so
haven't. Season one kind of scarred me a little bit of it. So it's not scarred me. It was fantastic, but this it's a certain
well,
show.
yeah, it is. So, like, True Detective Season 1 is obviously like this psychological thriller drama that is
Yes.
absolutely stunning. But season 2 is more just drama. There's less of the psychological stuff and
Okay.
more just depressing characters. But honestly, I still enjoyed it just because Ray Falco, you know, that guy, the Irishman. Um, I can't think of his name right now. Phone booth. Um,
Um.
I'm so mad right now. I am so mad right now. I can't think of his name.
Think.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies. But
Yeah.
anyways, let's look up phone booth. Colin Farrell. There we go. I don't need the internet.
Yeah. What's
Col-
his name?
Colin Farrell.
Yes, you're correct.
So he plays like this detective, and he's all super dark and depressing. Obviously, I love those kind of characters, so
Yeah.
I did enjoy those show. But there were several scenes. I mean, we've done the 48-hour film project, and some of these scenes were like, did I direct that part? Did I
Oh.
did I did I sneak in oh, here guys, check this footage out. It was awful. It was bad, and you're just like, that's what made it in.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you only have so much to pick from.
Yeah, but look
So
at like say The Leftovers.
that's
Never,
true.
never a bad scene. Never bad acting. How about Alice in Borderland?
I mean,
Dude,
fantastic.
I love the cast of that show. Those are just some
Yeah.
solid, good actors.
Yes, I did tell you that I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm actually might start this week too with the actual real like with subtitles and actually real language too to make me feel there were like you know what I mean. Not that it was bad, but it was just I think that messed with me a little bit with the acting of the characters. You know what I mean? Like I still love the show and loved everything about it, but like that
Right.
just kind of messed with me. You know, I mean, it was nice to be able to hear it instead of have to read it, but at the same time, it's when it messes with the show, it doesn't always make me feel better about it. You know?
Yeah, I would definitely say like having the sub or having it dubbed over is distracting to me. Like subtitles, you start reading them and then like it's just only natural. You're watching
Yeah.
the movie and reading it simultaneously, and it works. I've never had a problem with subtitled movies or TV shows, and I know you've actually recommended this to me, and now I understand that like you know it was dubbed,
Yeah.
so it was slightly
Yeah.
different. But you've at least watched movies lately that have
Yes.
had a lot of subtitles. Parasite, but
Yeah. Yeah. Expanded the horizons. You know?
oh yeah, I mean it definitely does. It opens up the game to total new levels. Um, total different art forms and total different acting. There's a movie. I'm not even going to complete my next thought because I don't even remember it. But like speaking of the difference of subtitles and not like well, America being America and Hollywood being Hollywood, they say, oh, well that movie was great as a foreign film. We'll remake it so you don't have to read subtitles, and it's never as good. I
Yeah.
mean, The
Yeah.
Departed is based off of I think a South Korean film, and that's obviously a phenomenally well done movie. But
Yeah.
it does not always work that way. And One movie I will never rewatch, I'll never watch, is called Old Boy, with Josh Brolin, because the original came out in 2003. It's a South Korean psychological thriller that it is such an astounding and amazing movie. I'm like, you remade it for what purpose? And that's the only thing I could think of,
Uh,
is because you didn't want to read subtitles or something. Like, the movie's perfect. It is one of my absolute favorite psychological thrillers, man. I mean, it's so well done. But there's a new movie. It's not just coming out. It's a new movie that's already been out. I can't remember what year. Maybe 2019 or 2020. Do you remember? Do you know who Mads Mikkelsen is?
the name sounds so familiar.
Yeah, you, if you saw his face, you'd be like, "Yep, I know exactly who he is."
Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to. I mean, I can. Maybe. Okay, go
All right,
ahead.
so
I'm sorry.
he's like the main bad guy from Doctor Strange. Not like the Dormammu, not the big evil
Yeah.
presence, but
Yeah.
more or less the guy who like steals the pages from the book. I know you don't. Yeah,
Oh.
Hannibal. That's that.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Hannibal.
Golden
Yes.
Girl.
Okay, perfect.
Hannibal.
Perfect.
He plays
Yeah,
Hannibal
okay.
in the TV show. That's right. I forgot about that. He's in a movie called One More Round, I think it's called. Um, and it's a Danish Swedish movie, so it's subtitled.
Okay.
And he's the main character, and basically, it's based on there's four. I don't know if it's based on a true story or not, but it's four best friends who work at like a school, and they read. One of them reads about this experiment about this person who has a theory saying that we are all born with a negative 0.05% blood alcohol content, and
Okay.
having an alcoholic beverage brings that negative back up, so that we're basically not, like incorporating alcohol for human consumption is typically normal, and especially a lot of countries it's very normal.
Yeah.
But they start drinking to hit 0.05 and see, do I enjoy life more? Am I more, just a better person? Do I
Oh.
teach
Yeah,
better?
yeah, yeah, okay.
Obviously, like, it seems like it takes on a whole nother level, because you're like, oh, well, obviously, if I'm happy at 0.05, let's go for one, right? Let's go
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
1%.
Why
No.
not? Right? Let's see
But
what happens.
yeah, right. Let's see what happens. So obviously, like, you have your drama in it, where you're gonna take that too far. Um,
Yes, for sure.
but he's in this movie, and it's being remade. Actually, really soon. I think Leonardo DiCaprio, which, that's my boy.
Yeah,
I
you and
love me
Leo.
Leo, right? So I'm not bad mouthing Leo, but it's interesting because that movie came out. Another Round came out in 2020, I do believe, and they're remaking it here, like 2022 or something, and it'll
Oh
just be
wow.
English. And it's like, man, that's just seems. And Mads Mikkelsen is a huge actor, like A-list. So I don't know. I was just kind of like bummed, because I'm like, come on, Leo.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see it because it's Leo,
I
you
must
know.
say, yeah. But
But
I mean,
I
at the
want to
same
pay
time,
my
it's probably
respect to
gonna be.
Mads and watch
Yeah.
his first as well.
Okay.
I don't wanna do him like that. Mads Mikkelsen, he's awesome. Um, yeah. All right, so Kim's Convenience, and what'd you watch? Oh, Yes Man. That's so funny.
Yes,
Yes Man.
man. Absolutely. And I love
Oh,
Impractical Jokers too. So
Jimmy Carrey. How
yeah,
do
Jim Carrey, man.
you want to go over the spelling?
No, I don't actually. I've learned it very well, and that's about it.
Right.
So
There you go. Well, so we did watch a movie.
yeah, we did.
Yesterday, came out yesterday. It's
Yep.
interesting because we're live right now, and typically we kind of record these in a week in advance. So some
Yeah.
people who are going to be listening to this are going to be like, "Wait, it came out today? I saw it a week ago." Well, we are from the future.
Yeah. Yep.
We typically talk about
Same
this.
here.
We are from the future. Yeah, we're running a
Yes, always.
temporal pincer movement. It's a way to get people to watch very specific movies and TV shows.
Yes.
Still in the works, obviously.
Yes. Yes.
But the movie Zack Snyder, it's on Netflix.
Yep.
What's it called?
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead. Very cool movie.
Yes.
What what were your thoughts?
So I mean, I really did. I enjoyed the movie. I thought like, and I thought the premise and the idea of the movie was really like, it was definitely pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Once things started happening a little bit more, you're kind of, shocked. The ending of it, I'm not gonna lie, was a little bit when I was just thinking of his name. What was the guy's name at the very end that was in the safe?
Oh, Van.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
So
like
when he so
Vanderbow or something like that, but they call him Van.
Yeah, so the one thing is, and actually my cousin brought it up too, that so like what we never at first you're gonna ready to ask the question like what happened to him, right? So all you know is that he's, I'm not trying to ruin
I was
anything.
gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just
Spoiler
saying.
alert.
So
Movie just dropped yesterday, man.
yeah, well,
I know.
I'm not
I'm.
going
I'm
hard.
just
Yeah,
kidding.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I had to stop myself. The thought process, anyways, but what happened with him at the very end? I mean, don't be. It comes up, you find out. But I thought it would be something different than what it was. Is all I was saying. That's all I was gonna say about it.
So at first I was like, I kind of also, I was like, okay, well, but then like the thought of it and how it's like executed. I don't. We'll discuss this later because like I'm excited
Yes.
for like
The the future.
if there. Yeah, right. Yes, the future, and we're in the future, so like this is future. This
Yeah,
is future
like.
we're not been to yet. Yeah, so I could see what you're saying, and but
Yeah.
I think for the sake of the film, it made sense.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely, definitely, yeah. And,
I
and like I said, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had fun, and it definitely had its, his,
um
your moments, and then your other moments, and you also had a lot of your sweet. I'm just gonna throw this word out there to you. I felt like at one point I was watching a very good John Wick film.
oh dude, yeah, it was sweet, man. Like no joke, these trained soldiers. And all right, so that was part of my favorite thing with this movie is not only is like like the intro of the movie basically shows you like it's not necessarily your typical people that are living the longest that are zombie champions that are living in this
Yes.
new world, right? It's
Yeah.
not your typical people, like, and it's really cool to go through like this is what I was beforehand, and
Yeah.
it's really cool. Everybody has their skill and their ability to stay alive at that point. So I really thought that was cool. And then the actual casting of the film I thought was even
Oh.
cooler because
Yeah.
there were a lot of people I don't know that well or I have never heard of before, but the different backgrounds and everything just made it even cooler because it's like, what would happen? Like, I mean, if a zombie apocalypse happened and then you're gonna have like this diverse select people of winners, basically, like they didn't get
Yeah.
taken
Yeah.
out, so I thought the casting and the actors were just awesome. I
Yeah.
loved them.
Phenomenal.
I thought it was really cool. The only thing I
Yeah.
gotta say though, well, no, you know what? That may be a spoiler, so I won't say it. So
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I was just
I,
saying because there's been a couple things that I was thinking about too, but I don't want to give anything away because
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Go watch it. It's good. I mean, so
yeah,
far, so far the ratings for it are really well too. I mean, I think it's got like a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. So it's
yep.
getting its good reviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I definitely
it's
think it's
70% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, you know what? For a zombie flick, not bad.
yeah,
Not
for sure.
bad.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Not
definitely happy.
and especially with it being 2.5 hours too. I
All right,
mean,
yeah.
there's some movies. I think
I
a
was
lot of the
shocked.
zombie movies, they're not long movies like that. It's more along the lines of, you got your hour and a half, hour and
Yeah,
36 minutes in. I mean, you're adding an extra hour onto it, so you have to make sure you're doing something. So, but that's where the heist of the whole entire thing happens. With
right,
with
right,
all of
right.
that happening involved in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's pretty sweet. So,
zombie
I
heist
mean,
film. I mean,
yeah.
it was awesome.
If
All
that's
right,
on the description, yeah.
did you
What?
know? So I think her name in the movie is Peters, the helicopter pilot.
Okay.
Did you know that Dave Bautista and I'm pretty sure the rest of the set never interacted with her name. Her real name is Tig. Um, she was not on set. She was digitally put in that film because there was this comedian actor guy, Chris D'Elia or something like that. I can't remember his last name.
Okay.
But he's I don't know what he's like a bad dude in real life, I guess. Like
Oh.
he got scrubbed from the film, and
Okay.
Tig was put in the film, and it's so cool because like I watched the movie, and I knew she replaced him, but I never knew
Yeah.
that she was like digitally put in this movie, and I'm like
Yeah. Yeah. You'd think they would just
rewatching scenes, and I'm
reshoot.
like that's just awesome, good for
Yeah.
you, you know, like
Yeah.
that's
For sure.
pretty good. That's talent right there.
Yeah. That's
Some
awesome.
editors need some awards right there.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a new entry in the Academy Awards is like best digital scrubbing. You know, like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
never knew there was an actor in on the scene, and then you never knew that there was an actor not on there. Because Dave Bautista said in an interview, he's like, I would love to meet my co-star Tig because
Well,
I
oh,
never.
yeah, you never have, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy too because I was just like thinking because now that you're telling me that, like thinking back on her scenes and stuff, and a lot of it does make a lot of sense. There was a lot of like, and I thought it was kind of weird that like alone scenes for her.
Yeah,
Everybody's
right,
lined up,
Yep.
and then she's on the side by herself, right? So like,
Yeah.
if now it's making more sense though, because then you can digitally put everybody into the same scene
Right.
because she's way off on her side. You're not cutting it off, and like so that's actually making a lot more sense. I'm like, wait a minute here, you know?
Yeah.
It's wild how
Yeah, I thought that
editing,
was
man.
really pretty damn cool, you know? Like,
Yeah,
man,
absolutely.
you did pretty good on that.
Uh-huh.
Sucks you have to do that, but
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
what are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I would definitely have to agree with the John Wick. There is a Joanna Wick in this show or this movie. When she gets I don't want to spoil anything, but with the sleepers, you know, that whole scene.
Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Whoever that is an action star. She
Yes,
was incredible. That actually was like basically my highlight of the film because that
seriously.
was action packed and she took out. I mean, dude, it was so impressive.
Yeah,
I was like, hell yeah, just
very.
keep on going,
Yes,
man. Oh,
very
that was
happy. And
awesome.
the one thing I loved about it is, sometimes I can't help gun firing where they have unlimited bullets. I just catch it every single time, and it's like, how that's
Oh, yeah.
funny.
20
Yeah,
minutes
but
later.
exactly.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
never
about
reloads.
that dude on The Walking Dead at the farm? He's got a I think it's like a double barrel shotgun, but it's just blow, blow, blow. It's like,
That's so funny.
dude, that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
When did you start being able to load multiple rounds in each thing? You know what I mean? I didn't know that.
This dude is super quick.
Yes. Well, this is the funny part. So they do that, and just in that, I'm pretty sure when I actually the scene you're talking about too, they just pow, 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 over and over again, and then when it's time to reload, he's too slow at it, and then the zombies are coming. So like that's what makes it so funny. You're like, wait a minute,
It might be a
happened here?
double barrel shotgun, but it's got eight rounds in there.
Yeah, yeah, it's so
Dude,
funny.
that is one impressive shotgun, but all right. But yeah, you're right though. Like it's more realistic when you have a character
Yes,
running
yes.
out of ammo, and that brought there's a scene that happens in the movie, and it's like where at first I was confused, but then it like made sense to me later because it was like, well, limited resources, man. You can't just be mowing them down everywhere.
Every time.
You're gonna
Yeah.
run out. You're gonna run out of ammo. You have to conserve it. I'm like, that's a really messed up game, man. That's
Yeah.
Also, those zombies are not fair. No way.
No way.
I would be dead. I would
And
give
so
up.
fast.
I would
Yeah.
walk out there and be like, just make it quick.
Yeah, please,
Or
please.
or blow my brains out. Because man, I'll tell you, like, there's no way I'm surviving those things. Those things are hardcore. Like literally, only the strong are gonna survive those guys.
Seriously, absolutely. So I definitely have questions for you too. I'm not going to ask them right now, but you know what I mean, because Well, the one question I feel like I can because
Yeah.
it's just a normal death. Okay, so the one question I'm going to ask you is, in the one scene, and I just want to make sure that to see if you've seen it or if I have to go back and rewatch it. But did it look like he shot and it was a robot?
Wait, where?
Okay, so you didn't see it. Okay. It was so
Looks like a
obvious. Like
robot.
as soon as I saw, it, I looked down, and it seriously looks like I'm not kidding. When one of the zombies are falling backwards, that it looks like here is like metal. Like literally looked like his like face got shot off, and it looks like it's metal underneath. It's weird.
Interesting.
I'm telling.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I mean, it was definitely kind of
And it wasn't
weird.
one
And
of the
the other,
alphas who has like the
well, no, I don't. No,
because I
because
know
because
like
you,
the
'cause you
main alpha, you know.
yeah. So because he was dead actually. That was the thing. So when he was he was actually dying. So
Oh,
if he had
interesting.
that
Okay.
on, you know what I mean, he would have died. So like that was the whole thing. I was just a little bit like, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know. I did not see that, so I'll have to go back and see. That sounds pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, and what if I go back and actually find the spot in the movie too? Because I want to go back and look at it. If you didn't catch it, maybe we just saw something different. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Do you
Uh,
ever watch Dawn of the Dead?
See, I could have swore I did, but when I actually looked it up, for some reason, it did not look all that familiar to me. So I'm gonna
Okay.
have to go back. So I'm gonna go back and actually like re-watch it just because it's gonna say I did, and then just to have the whole thing in mind. But I don't know if I did or not, to be honest. So
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that was also directed by Zack Snyder. It's one of his early films, and that Dawn of the Dead. I love that one.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
gotcha. So I'm pretty sure I did, maybe like I said it, but I just don't know. I just don't know.
yeah. That it's a great one. So if you catch it,
If I haven't,
definitely.
I will.
Yeah, they're in a mall. Mackay
Okay.
Pfeiffer. Actually, Phil. I think it's Phil from Modern Family is in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Gotcha.
a rich scuzzball. It's pretty
That's what I
funny.
had to think about for a while. I'm like, wait, what? That's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's really good. So if you get a chance, check him out.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
but yeah, so it was funny because like I had that information in my head. I already knew that, but it took a friend that was like, "Oh, it's like a sequel to Dawn of the Dead." I'm like, "Well, it's not a sequel to Dawn of the Dead, but it might be like in the same universe because it's if you've watched Dawn of the Dead, it's not going to be the same characters, but
yeah,
like
got it. Yes.
so it could definitely be in the same universe though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um, I do. So yeah. Never mind. I do have questions about certain aspects of this one too. Like,
Of the
they
zombies?
said, well, no, well, like that, yes. But like the start and finding out about the start of everything too. Like with all that happened, like that's my only thinking. So is it leading up for a two for more learning? You know, is
Two
it?
for more learning.
Yes, yeah, you did, So,
Charlie Kelly's movie. Yeah.
yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I hope there's a second one because like
Yeah,
um uh it would definitely be interesting, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just talk about that later, I guess, because the zombies thing. If you watch Dawn of the Dead, they're fast zombies there too.
gotcha.
Yeah.
See, don't get me wrong. Like I figured there would be something along those lines that what I mean. Like the whole start of everything. I'm not saying like I get it, like what happened. Actually they show that, but like just the question is I guess I don't want to ruin. I'm not ruining anything. Is how. That's my only thing. Like
Oh,
that's my only
so
question. So maybe I
that's
missed something,
where
but
maybe in Dawn of the Dead they do discuss that. Maybe I don't know.
gotcha. Okay,
They don't
that's
they
one thing
don't
I want to know.
explain it. I don't think in Army of the Dead. I think it's just an
Gotcha.
accepted fact that the zombs,
Yeah,
the the
they're awesome.
Shamblers. All right,
Uh,
I really like they call her Coyote, but or Lily, and the blonde haired lady who
yeah,
like sends them in and everything. I don't, her character was just awesome. I really
Oh,
really liked her character. She was probably my favorite. I just like the
yeah.
way she talked to everybody.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing, Martin? You know, like, yeah,
Yeah.
like obviously with a cooler accent, but
Oh, 100%. I'm telling. And she
she's
was really, yeah, she was really cool and like, I mean, badass. So
yeah,
you know, I
yeah,
mean,
definitely badass
yeah,
and knew what's up. Because obviously,
yeah, for
like
sure.
if it wasn't for her,
Yeah, not yeah,
you
what would
wouldn't
happen?
have made it past certain spots. So two
Say
and a
that.
half hours, man. That was I was genuinely shocked. I was like, oh man,
Yeah,
2.5 hours.
how long is Dawn of the Dead?
I don't know. That's actually like a great question.
Pulling it up right now,
Oh,
man. You
okay.
know,
Yeah, because that it definitely could could be that long. I don't know.
I mean that one got 75% on Rotten
Dude,
Tomatoes.
it's so good, man. Dawn of the Dead is so good. Great work, Zack Snyder and his wife.
Great work.
I don't know. Yeah. Zack Snyder's my boy this year, dude. Gave me
He is.
a phenomenal Justice League. Gave me a new zombie movie. Uh,
Why
the
is it making it
the
so
John Wick
difficult?
style though, I I do like that you mentioned that because man,
Yeah.
these trained killers are just like walking into rooms, blow, blow,
Yeah.
blow. I especially like because they like duck and dodge. They all zombies or shamblers. They watch a movie. It's an instructional movie called Dodgeball, and they learn how to dodge. That's how zombies learn. They watch the movie Dodgeball. They learn how to dip, dodge,
Oh.
dive. The
And
four
dip and
D's
dive.
of
Yeah.
dodgeball or something, you know.
Yeah. That's so funny.
So they learn that, and then they go out because man, when they like dip and dive and dodge, bullets are flinging past their heads. They're still coming at you, but it was really cool because they would like not get all like mowed down at once. Some would dip down, but as soon as like their heads would pop up, they would get shot too. And it was just really cool, like when they're running in the casino and he turns around and they're like really freaking close to him, and he's just like, bah, 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 like waves going down. I'm like, yeah, dude, take him down, Oh, dude, so sweet.
That's
It was. I definitely had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. That movie was.
gotcha. Hour and 50 minutes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
definitely shorter, but
For sure. Yeah. So and I re-looked at a couple other photos too. Sorry, that's how I was distracted. Sorry. But I did some of the photos actually from the movie and then some scenes and stuff like they have photos of looks more familiar to me. So I will probably have it. You know.
I
Here
gotcha.
shortly.
And
So.
yes, thank you, Golden Girl. It is dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. That's
Nice.
thank you for the save there, because
Yes.
I couldn't remember. So it's the five D's,
The five
five
Ds.
D's of dodgeball. That was on the other day.
Was it?
I didn't watch all of it, but the scene that was up was when he goes to her house and he's dressed as crazy as he is and goes in and he I think Vince Vaughn's character punches him and he's like nobody or no
Yeah.
God, I can't remember her name, but I think she punches him and he's like nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember his trainer's name, but like winds up getting on the back of the little moped, getting
Oh yeah.
driven
Yeah.
away on a little moped, man. Great movie there.
Oh, what is his name?
Patrice? No.
No. Oh man. Michelle?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Michelle. That's awesome. Yep. Thank you. You guys are saving us out here.
Yeah, appreciate the assist, you know?
Who needs Google? Who
Yeah.
needs search engines at this point?
You got chat, you know?
Yeah. You got chat. Um Speaking of Ben Stiller, there's one that keeps popping up. I think it's on Netflix. Is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I have not
Oh.
watched that one, and it keeps popping up. Like I'm like, you know what? I think I need to make some time for that movie.
Yeah, because sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go to the top 10, and I definitely was on a top 10 at one moment. I'm pretty sure. I think I don't know if it was last week or something, but it was definitely it hit the number because it was on that list
I got you.
of
Okay,
that.
cool.
So I think I don't know if I've added it, but I definitely like looked at it to see. But I don't know. Sometimes I look for new stuff when I'm getting ready to fall asleep, so I don't watch anything new. I end up just turning on the same thing every single time
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm
for
going to
sure,
bed.
for
It's
sure.
just so like I don't. Why do I do that to myself? You know?
Oh, that's all right. So South Park, I've been just casually watching whenever it's on TV.
Yeah.
So I've been watching a lot of that, and I actually read an article that was very interesting. I'm not even like a South Park fanatic. I've probably watched the least amount of South Park in a 5 mile radius, but
Okay.
I have been gaining episodes as of late, and
Yeah.
it's funny every time. I don't know why I never consistently watched it because it's very funny. But anyways, um, Parks and Rec has been
Oh,
um,
nice.
on True TV or one of those, and
Literally?
yeah, I literally love that show, and then I've been laughing at that. It's some of like the mid season stuff. So I know everybody talks about the first season on that show is a bit hard, but even when it's on, I'll still watch them because they're still fun. It's just like more dry humor where once they move over to season 2, 3, and all
Yeah, it definitely gets a lot better. I mean, I've watched them all, but if I ever rewatch a show, I have to say I do start at season 2, episode 1. So just because like I just know it gets better. Like that's just where I'm happier at there. So
That's funny. So the interesting tidbit about South Park.
oh yeah, let me
So
hear it.
before South Park was South Park, they made a short movie called The Spirit of Christmas, and it has no correlation to the actual movie called The Spirit of Christmas. But in there are three children, and they are Kyle. Um, oh God.
There's Stan
Stan, Kyle, and Kenny.
Cartman.
No
Oh,
Cartman.
okay.
It was Kenny, but Kenny was Cartman's character. He
Oh,
was just
gotcha.
called Kenny.
Okay. Okay.
And and when you go to the first episode of South Park, Kenny is now a different character, and Cartman is now the character that was Kenny, right?
Gotcha.
So
That's
an
weird.
interesting thing that people have finally caught, because South Park is not something that remains continuity. Um, they Cartman is like the only one who knows Kenny has died multiple deaths and has resurrections. He's the only character that knows it. And actually, I think they said that they did an episode where they proved it when Kenny died, and the other boys completely forgot that he even died. And Cartman knows. And it's almost like an ode to the roots of Kenny and Cartman, maybe, like.
Oh
So
yeah.
they've
Okay.
they've
All
they've
right.
merged spirits before. I think like he
Yes.
drank his ashes,
Yeah.
right? So like there's all these other things that put
Yeah.
Kenny and Cartman together. But it's so funny to I'm like, man, even South Park people can come up with these these intersecting lines that take you to like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
theory. And it's like, man,
Yeah. Absolutely.
everything you can have a theory about. Well,
The
that's true, but it
Simpsons
was so cool. Now, Simpsons, that's a different thing. That's like
predict the
they
future.
literally predict the future.
Literally. I love that. That's so funny.
Chris Traeger, yeah, he has those
All right.
Atkins commercials where I just
Yeah.
like, do it, just do it.
Yeah, seriously. You literally love them, okay?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so it's funny that you say that. Okay, so when I was in Colorado, um, they actually taught like so. I walk up to my brother's girlfriend Megan, and I walk up to her, and she goes, Corey, I literally love your shirt, and I responded back with. I literally love that response, and I mean, it was just on from there. It was so funny. It was
That's
literally everything
awesome.
in the entire trip.
Yeah.
And then to your South Park thing, this is kind of funny too while I was in Colorado. I don't know if I talked about this one on the last podcast or not, but um, if you actually go, so if I forget the road name now, I had it when I first came back. But there's in South Park there is a restaurant that Cartman goes to. It's like this big thing that where like they have like swan divers and they're doing all kinds of different stuff. Like, I mean, it's supposed to be like a funny thing, but in actuality, it's in Colorado. So it's
Oh,
an
that's
actual real
cool.
place. So they were doing it. The sad part is because I'm like, can we just drive past it? Because it was kind of like he said it was like a mile down this way when we're going this way. So I'm like, if can we pass on the way, when we're on our way back or whatever, just to see. But it's actually due to COVID though. It actually was. It was not
Okay.
going. Just because it just I
Makes
mean
sense.
it was a lot. Yeah, absolutely. So and you're paying a lot of people to do different things there. I mean, you're paying swimmers, you're paying this person, you're paying, like they can of course like lessen things, but you're still. I mean, it's hard. So, but it was just really cool though. I mean, like the
That is
idea of
really
it and stuff.
cool. It's
I looked
like
it
based
up
off
and
an actual.
yeah. So when I looked it up, I'm like, oh, this is really. I mean, it'd be cool to actually go to. So maybe one year after everything happens, and if it still goes and stuff like that, when I go visit my brother again, maybe we'll actually go down there and actually take a look at it. It'd be sweet. It'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I'm coming
Uh,
with you next time you go.
no, that's fine. Absolutely, man. Get your bags packed. I
Yeah.
guess not yet. So we still got some time,
No,
but
I still got some time. Although I'm going to Tennessee this summer, so I'm pretty excited.
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's sweet.
Now we've discussed many things, but one thing that popped up, I don't know, maybe today, yesterday, maybe a week ago, I don't know. I could be wrong, but the trailer for the Eternals.
Oh,
Eternals? Did I say that right? I don't think
wait
so.
a minute. No, 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 no. Hold on.
Yeah, Eternals.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I didn't say
Okay.
it wrong. All right, I'm like, wait a minute. Did I say that wrong? No, Eternals came out, and it looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting movie.
When did this drop?
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't know if it dropped today or if it dropped yesterday or not. If you have not watched that trailer, man, watch it because it looks awesome.
Okay, I got it
It,
pulled up right now. So,
okay, yeah, you got it
yeah, yeah.
queued
So,
up, ready to
yeah,
throw it on once we're done here.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks really really cool.
Well, I'm
Um,
ready. I mean, the cast looks sweet. I mean, I will say that.
that's like, I mean, you got the King of the North up in there,
I
man,
mean, yeah, exactly.
or
I mean, that's
Officer Bud.
yeah.
Now, if you got a Netflix a Netflix subscription, there's
Mm-hmm.
a TV show called Bodyguard, not the Bodyguard, just Bodyguard,
Bodyguard.
and it has Richard Madden from Game of Thrones in it. He's King of the North. What's his name?
Ooh, oh.
Gosh,
It's been a long time.
it's been a long time. King of the North. Well, maybe Chad will rescue us on this one as well.
Yeah, please, chat.
I can't believe it must be that we're live. I'm having all these brain farts here. Um,
It's all right, man.
yeah. So, Officer Bud in the
Okay.
TV show Bodyguard. You watched Bodyguard, didn't you?
Yes, I watched
Yeah,
Bodyguard.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Where he's a
Hey,
bodyguard for a political figure.
yes, Rob Stark. I could not
Rob.
believe I couldn't think of
Oh
that.
my God, Rob
I mean,
Starr.
even in my
Rob
head, I'm like
Starr.
Robert. I was like, even saying things in my head is ridiculous, but
Man,
figured it out.
figured it out. That's excellent. Good work. That time we use Google.
Yeah, Google. Yeah, Google won
But
that battle.
he is in a show called Bodyguard, and it is phenomenal. It is
Yeah,
so well acted, so well done, and it's a miniseries. I think it's just a one-off. I don't think there's any plans to do any more. It would be kind
yeah, I
of
don't
weird
think.
if they did more, to be honest. I don't know
Yeah,
if I need to see any more. I was really happy with the beginning and end and middle.
absolutely. So I mean, the ending ended it, a lot of it. So like, I don't know
Yeah,
how else. I mean, he'd have to go do a whole totally different. It'd be like a totally different
it'd
political
be like
thing.
Die Hard, where it's like becomes super situational. Like, dude, you just have
Yes.
the worst luck, you know.
Yeah. So
And
that's yeah. So nah.
I think especially since he's Richard Madden's in Eternals, I'm sure that ate up a chunk of his time. You know,
That's true. That is true.
um, the cast in that movie though is huge.
Oh, it's crazy.
Huge.
It's
I wonder
insane. It
what
was
the
good.
I wonder how much that movie cost because of just paying actors. Like
Yeah.
special
Uh,
effects, who knows? But I want to know what's your tally of how much you paid actors?
yeah, it's insane.
Because that has
It's
got
actually
to be
super hot, right? So this is something I know that it just came out, but when I looked up Army of the Dead,
yeah.
this number, it's sad, and I'm hoping that obviously things start going in the right direction. But budget was anywhere between 70 and 90 million for the movie,
Yeah.
and the box office numbers right now is only 780,000.
Yeah, yeah, that's
It's sad, man. You know,
ah
like that's the
man.
thing that's. I mean, maybe they don't like because I think there's got to be some sort of pay for like Netflix and things like that. But,
Oh yeah, so it's a Netflix
you know,
original, so Netflix bought the movie no matter what. Like
yeah. Oh,
so
gotcha,
so
gotcha, gotcha.
I'm guessing like maybe Zack had to put in some personal money too. I don't know, but the
Okay,
movie should have been paid for by Netflix. So
gotcha.
I don't. Still though, yeah, you want movies like this to make money because you don't
Yeah,
want talent and artists to be like, well, we can't afford your movies anymore. We're going to go in a different direction. I mean, Hollywood already does like, all right, we're going to recreate this. We're going to sequel this. Like original ideas are very limited in Hollywood.
yeah,
And unless you're a Christopher Nolan coming out and you know, that's taking a big risk. I mean, you know, you have some of the most confusing movies known to people, and you know, like not everybody likes to be confused like that.
yeah. Seriously.
I do.
Yeah,
If we're
yeah.
talking
Not me.
about Tenet, I
Yeah,
loved it. So
yeah, yeah.
I've rewatched it already a handful of times. But you've got to that's why going to the theater and having those box office numbers actually like either we need to like make the box office less of the appeal like oh well it didn't gross that much money must not be worth it, maybe get rid of that mentality somehow. But yeah, as exactly Golden Girl, as the Warner Brothers said, reboot it. Yeah, like when
Yeah,
you're out of
reboot it.
ideas,
You know?
reboot it because it's just absolutely insane. The original ideas you need out there, and so going to the theater, not just for your big action movies, but going to see independent movies or other dramas,
Yeah,
comedies is very important.
absolutely.
Very important
Yeah,
because that's lifeblood right there. I mean,
I can't wait. I can't wait to start going back.
I know. I think the
Yeah,
first movie. All right, so I saw Tenet in July, last July, in theater. That was the last movie I saw in theater. That was during the thick of it. So there was opening day. Jessica and I went and saw Tenet opening day. It's a Christopher Nolan movie,
yeah.
and there were only two other people in the theater. And I get it. It's
That's it.
COVID,
Yeah,
and
for
it
sure.
was
Absolutely.
just really really sad. I love going to the theater. I love movies. I love the silver screen, man. I mean, I think that's to me. I mean, I would love to be on Netflix too. I would love to be on Amazon. Like, have a script sold to those places. I would not be like,
Yeah.
no, these are for the big screen only. But if I truly had a goal in my mind, I would love for one of my scripts to end up on the big screen. You know, like
Hmm.
I know that mentality has shifted, but it still looks like there's still a market for theaters. It still looks like there's a want for people to go out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm hoping that all turns around, especially if they're able to capitalize on. All right, well, if the building's down, let's renovate. Let's get those nice new chairs in. Let's get new
Yep.
pop machines in. Let's get other things, and revolutionize it a bit. I mean,
Yeah.
I've talked about it before, where I would love to just own a movie theater because I would just change the mechanics of it. I would not force you out of the theater. Like it's almost like they have a line set up. Oh, you're done with your movie. Get out. I would
Yeah.
almost have like a cafe where were you in that movie? Yeah, let's have a discussion.
Discuss.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
discuss the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? I mean, it kind of sucks, and it happens to our friend group when we go and see a movie in the past because we've all right, movie's out, and you're funneled out the doors. Well, if
Yeah.
it's cold out, I'm not going to just sit there and talk in the
Nope.
parking lot. That's
Nope.
basically why we had to start a podcast so we could talk about the movies that we
Yeah.
watched. So it's like it would be nice to be funneled in, and maybe there are theaters like that exist. I just know
Yeah.
AMC doesn't, Regal doesn't, Cinemark
Yeah,
doesn't.
so it's cool. So like my brother actually recently did this. Is obviously all with COVID and stuff all spread apart and stuff. But they actually did a cereal night to where they actually went ate cereal. You ordered your cereal through your through your waitress essentially or waiter person. Your server. I guess that's what I was looking for.
Yeah,
So you get your server and they'll come bringing you milk and cereal and you eat it right there in the theater and you just
dude,
enjoy the live stream and
that's
watching a
cool.
movie. Yeah, so like there's definitely things like that. I mean, he said there's actually so like I think he bought tickets one night, so it was like a double hitter. Because I mean, with the whole COVID thing going on, they're kind of I think exploring different things.
Hmm.
So instead of doing like a drive-in double header, you did it in you go into a theater and do
Oh
a
yeah,
double
very
header.
cool. Yeah,
So when they went, so they did that, and then so like when they came back, they actually went out in theaters, had a beer. Beer too, he said, because he probably hammered some beers,
right.
in intermission, and then went back inside and had more milk and things like that.
That's fun. That's really
So
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
heard like there's like some really cool theaters in Austin, Texas, where you can order beer and they'll come and you can. There's some theaters that you can order your dinner and eat dinner while you're watching. That's really cool. I love that. But yeah,
sure,
it would definitely be an interesting idea to funnel people into more of like a cafe presence, and
yeah.
and say, hey, what'd you think about that movie? Get strangers talking to instead of
Oh,
just
exactly. That's what I mean. Like, just become friends about. I mean, you never know who you're gonna meet out there.
yeah.
I
Or
mean,
you
you
might like
never like.
sometimes you don't like a movie. Maybe something didn't make sense to you, and somebody says something to you, and you're like, "Oh, I either need to rewatch that or reanalyze that because I didn't think of it
Yes,
that way, and now that I am, I like it." Like it's
it answers in your head. So
yeah.
while it's fresh in your head, if I don't talk to somebody about the movie, and let's just say a week later or two, we talk about it. Now I'm forgetting multiple
Oh,
parts.
absolutely, absolutely.
So like during more normal times, you don't have access like we do right now to where it's just on a streaming platform. I just go back and rewatch the Army of the Dead right now, right?
Right.
If we discuss something. But if it's a movie theater thing, I may have to go back and pay for it again unless I want to wait another however many months to see it in a DVD.
Yeah. Right. 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 Speaking of going to theaters, though,
Yeah, for real.
Fast and the Furious. That
I was
will
gonna say,
be the
please.
next movie that
Good.
I think we'll be watching in theater just because
Sweet.
watched them basically all of them in theater except for two Fast and Furious, which that's fine.
Okay. Yeah, did you guys talk about it at all
No,
when they came over on Saturday? Okay.
nope.
So I talked to them a little bit. We talked and the friend group, and I mean I think we should just do the whole if it's still possible run at the theater if
Oh yeah,
if that's
yeah,
what they're
yeah.
still
We
doing.
we've definitely discussed that. I think so too. I think
Gotcha.
it's.
Okay.
I
Perfect.
mean, how could you not like that? I mean, but I wonder
Seriously.
how long is that's gonna
Yeah,
stay
exactly because
around if
if the lifts
CDC
are
giving up.
lifting.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
So yeah, well, we'll just have to play that by ear. But if it is still available, I definitely would recommend that. Now, I would say like if you're gonna go to a movie theater, don't sneak in snacks. Don't sneak in your
yes.
drinks. Buy from the concessions. That is keeping them alive. That keeps people
Mm,
employed. That keeps directors being able to show their movies in a format that they are
absolutely.
intended to be watched. So, um,
Hmm.
I,
Sweet.
I'm like pirate. Don't don't be a pirate.
Yeah.
I know sometimes in life you want to just be like, oh, what can I get away with? And sometimes these theaters they're gonna need some help. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Help a hand ain't gonna hurt nothing. You know what I mean?
yeah, right. I am definitely excited to sit in a theater and have a professional sound system and huge
It'd
screen
be so
and
nice.
watch some ridiculous movie like Fast and the Furious and
I think the one part is going to be that is gonna be my best thing. Like that's what I cannot wait for, and I think it's hilarious that this is not my first movie to go back and it's
oh yeah,
because you
right.
get this is the night. Well, this is the nice part about it too. I feel like we're gonna get laughter and action right
Oh
in the
yeah.
same movie, which is awesome. You don't get that. Some action movies are not either it's very dry humor or whatever, so you don't get that whole feel of that. This is truly gonna be bada bing bada boom. I can't wait. I
Yeah.
can't wait.
Yeah. I mean it's
So
obviously gonna have some ridiculous feat of
yeah.
well, that doesn't exist in physics. You're defying the laws of physics, but for movie's sake, whatever. Fast and the
Yeah.
Furious just gets away with it. There has to be one outrageous thing in every single one of them. There has to be something outrageous. All I know
There's
is they better go to space before they end this series. They better go to space. They've conquered Earth. What else could you
Yes.
possibly do there?
Yeah, you can't. Yes, Dom, I'll see you, buddy.
I'll see. Yeah, a quarter mile down the road, bro. Ah, man.
That's fun.
So, what are we watching? What are we going to be watching? Do we have anything planned?
Yeah. So I didn't come prepared. I didn't know. If I didn't have anything for us to watch for next week. But
So there's a new movie on HBO Max called "Those Who Wish Me Dead." I think it's with Angelina Jolie.
oh, okay. All right.
So
Okay.
that is an option because that is
Okay.
definitely one that I wanted to check out. So
Yeah. So I'm down for that one because actually I've seen that one on there too. So I watch a lot of HBO because of Impractical Jokers. So that comes up every single time I load up HBO. I see that out there all the time. So I'm definitely down for all that. Though,
Okay.
If you want to watch that one.
Well, then we'll definitely do that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Vin Diesel floating through space. You ain't gotta be blood to be a family. That's right. You don't have to be on Earth to be a family. You know.
That's true. That's true.
Oh man, it'd be
That's
really cool if his baby gets a little space suit and space helmet too. Come on, little Brian Jr. or something. Or
Yeah.
I guess it would just be Brian.
Yeah, that's
a
not.
little
Yeah,
weird if
sorry.
it's Junior.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that Vin Diesel, man, that dude has made so much money off of this series that it's just
That's
like,
insane.
dude.
And he wasn't even in multiple movies, right? I think it was
What-
two.
Too Fast, Too Furious, and he was at the very end of Tokyo Drift, so he's only been out of
That's
one
right.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so funny.
The one who
Yeah.
made his mistake was Ja Rule because Ludacris was like, "I'm not leaving that series is
Yeah.
gonna go on forever." Ja Rule was like,
Absolutely.
"Somebody told me not to be in it, so I stopped."
Yeah, that is
Somebody
crazy.
told
And
me
I
to
think-
do Fire Festival.
Yep, yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's when Tyrese is that who
Too Fast,
replaced
Too
him?
Furious.
Not like replaced him, but that's who was like that. Yeah, okay, the next character. And
Yeah,
that's
the next
crazy.
character
Wow.
that showed up. Yeah,
Yeah,
I loved. I don't know anybody else's thoughts on it, but Tokyo Drift is still one of my absolute favorites in the Fast and the Furious franchise. It's funny because it's
Really?
like literally so different, and
Yeah.
obviously doesn't really.
I would say it's actually. I mean, it's part of the franchise, but it's not.
Right,
You know?
it's
That one-
definitely like the outsider, but
Yeah.
well, it's kind of like the definition of the movie, the outsider. I really enjoyed Tokyo Drift. That one was definitely awesome.
I liked it. Do you know why I liked it? My favorite car in the world is a 350Z Nissan 350Z.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
To be
you
specific.
have to love that. Yeah.
Still, I mean, that is definitely. I love that movie. I cannot say it's my favorite because it doesn't have like the cast in it.
I'm not
That's
saying it's
whole
my
reason.
favorite.
Yeah.
Stuff. Fast and the Furious, the Fast and the Furious, the very first one,
Like the original.
2001. I saw it in theaters. It was one of my favorite DVDs, man. I love that movie. It was just like, even if you never made a sequel or a series, that was just a really good standalone movie. I really enjoyed it. From start to finish, you couldn't even you didn't even have to make a sequel. That was just a solid good movie.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and to me, at the very end of it, I mean, don't be wrong. it
Mitsubishi
was-
Eclipse was one of my absolute favorite
yeah,
cars.
was it? I was gonna say, yeah. That's awesome.
That's what was it, like an orange car at the end there, the one that they built or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was orange.
I'm gonna that would be a fun marathon. I mean, obviously like a way too long marathon, but
Oh,
break that up into a
But-
couple weeks, I guess.
yeah, but do it though. I mean, I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, especially because I mean, we have. So actually, tomorrow's. It's a month away. The release date for the F9 is
Yes. F9.
a month. Yeah, it's the 25th. Yeah, 25th. I think of June. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so I mean, in that month's time though, I mean, I may be able to fit in 8 movies.
Yeah,
Just saying.
I might be able to.
I mean,
You know what? I have them on the Voodoo, so it's actually
possible.
I'm very capable. So I love Voodoo, man.
Yeah.
I have 2 400 disc cases that are just
Yeah.
rendered absolutely useless. I'm a collector
What?
of DVDs, and I just it's hilarious.
Yes, when I met Kevin, he was probably the person that had the most DVDs. There's a runner-up. A friend of mine's father had a very nice collection and bought them quite a bit. But
Yeah.
when I did see your wall on the shelves, I mean, it was impressive. It
Yeah,
was, well, obviously it's 400 plus movies. Yeah.
right. Yeah, like
So yeah,
it's enough that I had to fill
yeah.
up a second 400 disc, which I mean that obviously becomes very easy with, especially DVDs where you had special features on a second disc, or
Yes, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
it definitely adds up very quickly. But now the collection's simply on Vudu, and I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I have
Yeah.
my
So
I rate them all.
yeah, for
I've
sure.
got my own personal rating, so I like that. Now Netflix, I used to love doing that because I used to get the discs and everything, and I think like it'll ask you like what your rating is for the movie. I don't think it does anymore. Maybe I'm wrong. I definitely could be
Actually, yeah, I
wrong.
don't think so. But
Yeah.
but see, sometimes though, the one thing about like what I do though, when a movie ends, I normally like because unless it's like a Marvel, but see, I missed that one on we watched that one last week too. I had to go back. I did go back and watch it too, just so you know. The one we watched on it with Without Remorse.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
remember I missed that one part of it, so I did go back and rewatch that too.
I
So,
gotcha.
yeah. So, but with that being said, though, the more 9 times out of 10, so I don't get to that point to where it would ask me that question. I don't think because they don't do it that quickly, with Netflix. So when
You're
I
right.
back
You're
out, I
right.
think it's always there for a while. I actually had a pretty long list of still watching movies because I cut out the credits. I don't know why they didn't fix that. That should be something like, listen, if it's past this point, just turn it off. Don't put
Yes.
it on the list. That's ridiculous.
That's like my only one complaint about Voodoo is there's no start over button. If
So
if
stupid.
I've watched it and it's like at the because like you said, I would literally have to make it go all the way to the end so it would
Yeah,
stop. Because like when I'm done watching the movie, I don't always watch the credits. I mean, if maybe there's supposed to be something at the end of credits, I'll watch it, but
yeah, for sure.
most stuff doesn't.
Nope.
So I'll just back up, rate it or something. I don't know. I don't even know how it works, but the start over feature makes me mad. I just want to be able to like it's is either resume or I think that's it. So it'd be really cool if they just added a start over button. So if you hit resume, then you have to like hit the main button so you could go up to
Yes.
chapters and go to the first chapter and start from there. And it's like, man, I don't want
Yeah.
to do that. Just hit start over. That's all I
Yeah.
want.
And the one time I accidentally clicked the wrong chapter, so then so it started from that second chapter. It loads up for it first too, so
Yeah,
it's on this
right.
chapter 2 or whatever it was. So
Well,
I
I
had to
don't
go
want to
back
see
and
it.
redo it again. Exactly, yeah. So that's the thing. So I mean, luckily it was a movie that I think I've already watched. That when it happened on it, so it really didn't matter. Even if I would
Okay,
have
yeah.
saw something, but usually do it pretty quick to where you just pause it and then do the whole. You know what I mean? So I see 2 seconds of the middle. You know what I mean? But it's still frustrating. Like, again, if there was just a start over button, I'd be all right. So.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right. Well, you got anything for us?
Nah, man. I think I don't think I got anything. I think I'm good to go, man.
Okay.
I got all my thoughts out my brain today.
Yeah, I think I feel like I've memory dumped enough. We didn't. I don't think we spoiled anything too hard.
Nope. Nope.
It's definitely a watch. If you have not watched Army of the Dead, definitely give it a watch. It's awesome. It's very
Yes.
cool. It's there's a warning on there for the amount of gore. I think of
Oh, there
blood
is.
because
Yes.
yes, like an incredible amount.
An
It's
incredible.
it's pretty cool. And then also, same as last week, if you have not watched Kim's Convenience and you're looking for a sitcom, check out Kim's Convenience. It's
Yes,
very
please,
funny.
please. Absolutely. And then if you want to watch any of the YouTube videos, the links in the description below. All our 74 podcasts are on there on our YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch any of those.
Yeah.
We had some fun. Kevin kicked my ass in a lot of trivia for the first couple things.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely started off as a trivia type of podcast talk show,
Yeah, but I'm
and
not doing that anymore. I'll tell you that. I'm gonna come up with some other games that I can win at.
yeah, that would be fun. Like,
Yeah.
or there's no like you don't have to get dressed up anymore. I
Thank
won't
you.
make that a punishment. I just
I mean,
figured
I
because I think
appreciate
you
that.
lost like so many in a row that I was like, you got to get punished. It's It's not even fun
fun.
winning anymore. But
No.
seeing you in a dress is
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. That's like, oh, you mean do the whole podcast in the dress? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, geez.
So yeah, we'll have to figure out some fun games that we could, play in
Yeah,
between if possible. But
for sure.
the
Yeah,
the streaming thing is definitely new to us. Obviously, this is our 75th episode, so it's our first live episode, but yet our 75th episode. So we're very comfortable when we're not live, but I feel like we did pretty well. So
yeah, I think so.
hopefully,
Yeah, I had fun.
yeah, hopefully everybody
Well,
else had some fun listening. Thank you for tuning in.
yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and we'll be
Much
back next
appreciated.
Monday.
Yep.
So
Have a good weekend, guys.
Yeah,
Or
give
good
us
week, I should say.
have a great week. Give us a follow so that you could get updated on. We're gonna go live on Monday evenings. So as far as right now goes. So
Yes, absolutely.
all right. Well, thanks everybody.
Yep, thanks.